Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Who is the Titan Cameraman? Where did it come from and who is updating it? How powerful are its guns and what technologies are used to create this unique giant cyborg robot? In this video, we will dive into the story of one of the most interesting characters in the series, Skibidi Toilet. I spent a lot of time getting all this interesting information, so get comfortable and let's dive into the details. The following characteristics can be distinguished Titan Cameraman: growth, weapons, protection, vision, and maneuvering, as well as the type of blue plasma energy it uses. Main function of Titan Cameraman designed to protect camera troops from large-sized enemies, Skibidi toilets. But there is also a hidden feature, which I will talk about later. Don't switch. Guys, if you have any other interesting details or questions about Titan Cameraman or other characters from the series Skibidi Toilet, please share in the comments. So the appearance of the Titan Cameraman begins in the 6th season. In episode 18, Army Skibidi toilets grew more and more. It became uncontrollable and brought chaos and destruction to the city. The cameramen could hardly hold back this terrible onslaught, and then a team of cameraman scientists decided to create a powerful weapon against the forces of chaos toilets. Further in Season 6, he continues to crush enemies one by one, coping with even the most terrible monsters. Cameramen relaxed and even ate fast food on the roof, watching how easily it destroys everyone in its path. But then, the toilets adapt and adopt new tactics. While the new updated G-Man is attacked with their laser eyes Titan Cameraman, he uses an armor-piercing shield. The kamikaze Skibidi toilet bomber delivers a devastating blow, exploding on contact. With the armor-piercing shield of the Titan, eventually the shield is completely destroyed, and the Titan Cameraman remains without protection, which was what G-Man with laser eyes needed. Taking advantage of the situation, G-Man begins to hit the laser directly into the core Titan Cameraman. Realizing that he cannot cope with this situation, he turns on his powerful jetpack and flies between the tops of skyscrapers. The army of cameramen is left without a strong defense, and the Skibidi toilets launch their furious attack, taking them by surprise. Having been defeated, a team of cameraman scientists urgently rushes for a new development. They are looking for a way to improve armor and weapons for Titan Cameraman. The base cameramans in the lab use special plasma drones to help carry out new developments. Skibidi toilets discover the scientists' base and try to interfere with their development. But Titan Cameraman is already so strong that even being disassembled, it rebuffs them, releasing from the new plasma gun on your finger. Feel the titanic power. Skibidi toilets run away in horror. Even then, everything told us that it would be a truly grandiose warrior. After a long pause of several seasons, we all wondered when the new Titan Cameraman would appreciate its excellent improved performance. And finally, in the 50th episode, when the Skibidi toilets launched a counterattack on the cameraman's base, our favorite Titan Cameraman appears. There is a theory that the cameraman base and the base of the cameraman scientists are in different places because the scientists' base must be kept secret from the eyes of spies. Most likely that is why Titan Cameraman appears from a completely different side and with crushing power steps into battle with Horde's Skibidi toilets. He instantly and mercilessly destroys everyone who tried to destroy the cameraman base. We see that next to him is always present Plunger Cameraman, and this is no accident because they are connected by one very interesting mission, which we will talk about a little later. One of the main tasks now for Titan Cameraman is a city sweep from an army of Skibidi toilets to discover Titan Speakerman and free him from infection. In the 17th season, we see how Titan Cameraman flies over the city and crushes enemies with his new unique weapon. Enemies have no chance. One of the features of Titan Cameraman is his powerful artificial intelligence, with which he skillfully combines combat techniques with a variety of weapons to different types of situations and different types of opponents. He abruptly switches between long-range shooting, hand-to-hand combat, attacking from above, trampling, gouging eyes with his fingers framed in black leather gloves. If the opponent is too fast and easily dodges his plasma blasts coming from the left arm cannon, he quickly retracts the cannon and uses his jetpack with retractable wings to move towards the victim, delivers a devastating stun blow, and then with his plasma core destroys the victim's flesh completely. We also know very well that he simply crushes small enemies with his powerful hands, sometimes just throwing them against the walls of the building. In Season 17, the procession of cameramans and the cleansing of the city continues. They cope with this quite successfully and move inland, capturing new territory. But the toilet scientist Necromancer has a high intellect, and during this time he is developing his new invention, a mutant with a neurohelmet and a magnetic supersonic engine that cuts space. In episode 53, this mutant surprises an army of cameramans advancing through the city. He easily kills small targets, but the Titan cameraman fails to win, and yet there is some tension because the mutant has shown very strong abilities. Realizing that his new invention cannot harm Titan cameraman, the evil scientist toilet scientist necromancer is preparing a new terrible development. In the 55th episode of the 18th season, Skibidi toilets with their new developments begin to attack the column. In battle, a mutant with an electromagnetic engine appears, as well as a toilet bathroom with a new rocket launcher and jackpacks. Our hero, Titan Cameraman, manages to cope with these attacks, but suddenly, unexpectedly for everyone, from a black cloud exactly the same as TV men, terrifying the poisonous Skibidi Necro-Skull toilet with radioactive poison weapons. It easily destroys an electromagnetic anti-parasite tank and part of the army of cameramans. Titan Cameraman enters into battle with a new monster, breaking the armor-piercing plates on the skull with his powerful leather boot. He shoots from a plasma gun directly into the monster's face. But at that moment, his cannon ignites. It is still unclear why this happened, perhaps due to a large explosion of radioactive waste that fell on his cannon, or from using the weapon too actively in an intense battle. Guys, what do you think is the real reason? Write your theories in the comments. We see that the Titan Cameraman is at a loss because no one expected such a powerful blow, and the rescue tool for freeing the Titan Speakerman infected by the announcer has been destroyed. Well, now let's go through the weapons of the Titan Cameraman in detail. The main function assigned Titan Cameraman. This is the protection of troops from large-sized enemies. Therefore, the body of the latest model is about 60 meters in height, while Gemin from Skibidi Toilets in his 5th version is about 37 meters. It means that Titan Cameraman is taller than G-Men by about 23 meters, which gives him a good advantage in height and mass when attacking. Also, a high-growth Titan Cameraman gives him an advantage in the field of view, which is very important because the view for the camera is one of the most important functions in their device. Why is it so? I will explain to you a little later. Stay on the channel and watch the video until the end. As we already know from past episodes, Titan Cameraman went through several upgrades. In its first version, its height was slightly lower, the head consisted of cameras of an older generation, and the main core was not very protected. And of course, the power of the core itself was much weaker than in the second version. In order to destroy the enemy, he had to grab the enemy with his hands, pull him to the core, and thus destroy him at close range. In addition, in the first version, a huge armor-piercing shield was fixed on his back, with the help of which he could protect himself from the terrible blows of Skibidi Toilet's fiery lasers at the right time. On his body was wearing a classic black suit, black trousers, and black shoes. When developing, the Cameraman team of scientists tried to invent a new weapon in the form of a plasma gun on a finger, but in the end, this invention was dismantled in the latest version. In the second version, his right arm was given the ability to transform into a powerful gravity cannon, capable of pulling enemies from long distances closer to him, and then they fall into an imminent trap. A new plasma cannon has been attached to the left arm, capable of hitting all opponents at very long distances. In addition, this cannon has the ability to transform by turning 180 degrees to release the fist of a Titan Cameraman for hand-to-hand combat, which he is so good at. He was also given a huge super new jet hammer, capable of inflicting devastating fatal blows due to acceleration using the engine turbine. On top of all this, its main core received improved protection in the form of claws and a hyper-powerful source of energy for the core, allowing it to hit the heads of doomed enemies with a stream of plasma right from the very heart of Titan at a longer distance. And of course, he got a new improved jetpack system on his back with additional wings allowing him to fly farther and better maneuver between the buildings of the city. Folding and unfolding wings on the jetpack. 2 huge folding armor-piercing thermo-cannons transformers on the shoulders. What he brightly took advantage of in the 53rd series was mercilessly attacking the enemy army. Thick leather coat, black gloves, and leather boots made of a special protective coating and protective armor plates on the lower leg. This is due to the fact that he loves to use his heavy boots and stomp on enemies. Remember what I said about the secret function? Let's get back to her. One of the main tasks of a Titan Cameraman is to collect data and send it to the server. His gigantic stature allows him to survey large areas with 2 security cameras on his broad shoulders. This feature ties it closely to our favorite plunger cameraman, because Titan Cameraman cannot penetrate into small, hard-to-reach places. unlike Plunger Cameraman who, with his incredible courage, penetrates where others flee in fear. That is why he manages to collect very important data and replenish the server database with the most important information packets. How are these two Black Camera brothers connected to the secret agent? We'll find out more about this in future episodes. I hope you liked my release, and if so, then put likes, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments what other analytical theories you want to see.